And what of the Golden Lord Lannister?
Fled when the cavalry broke rank, regrouping near the God's Eye.
We need to fight there.
Graves dug for our dead.
My lord, make short work of these bodies. Flesh carries no plague.
It's not our way. Rivermen must be returned to the mud.
What's good? We're here with a new video. We just got the new teaser for House of the Dragon Season 3, and it's given us a lot of clues. Where do we even start with this one? We have the book Fire and Blood, which is going to guide us and help us through this. So we've just seen that Daemon and Oscar Tully have battered the Lannisters. They battered the Lannisters! The Lannisters ain't... No, the Lannisters can't do anything. The Lannisters can't do a single thing. And I feel like in this Dance of the Dragons, this is the period, especially this season 3, where they get themselves destroyed. So what was shown in this teaser? Well, they've just finished defeating the Lannisters, which it looks like around that area of the Westerlands, they have the Riverlands, and of course Daemon and his group. And around that region there, just off Harrenhal, off from, we see that the Lannisters lose. Seems as though Daemon asks a question, though. He asks Oscar Tully, what about the lion? Which I believe refers to Jason Lannister, the Lord of Castle Rock. He will, what we know from the books, he will die. They say that they've ran close to the God's Eye, and we know what this means. These are big clues. But I think first we have to put a touch on this teaser because it shows more of an input of Daemon, and I feel like it was needed because they've already shown Daemon leading all these armies, all these houses, foreign area. It was needed for him to be on the battlefront and the forefront, which is impressive to see him on the forefront. Him not just leading, but, you know, I feel like in a book, it doesn't really state too much of that. He's somewhere else. And I think this is needed where even if he's not over there, even if he doesn't at this time right now reach the God's Eye, maybe he goes back to meet Rhaenyra before going. Who knows? We don't know the back and forth too much, but it's good to see that he's very involved in this because he has to be involved in this. He got to be involved in this battle. You know, he has to be involved in this battle. You know, a lot of his men are fighting for him, so he has to be part of this. So it's good that we're getting this in this show already. So on this, like what we've seen from this. So Oscar Tully states that, yeah, that they're going to God's Eye. This is very interesting because this is where, you know, if you know about Lakeside, if you know about where this is going to, this is what we call the Battle of Fish Feet. What happens here is near God's Eye, the Lannisters get trapped. They run these guys off and they chase these guys. The Riverlands, they chase these guys through the Westerlands before the Lannisters chase off, because the reason why they're running so bad is because they're trying to meet the guys, the Greens at Harrenhal. You know, aiming in the clip. They're trying to meet these guys at Harrenhal, trying to regroup, trying to get more men, trying to make sure that they're okay. The issue is they just don't get there on time. They don't get there on time. They end up meeting the people they don't want to meet, the Northerners, the Karstarks, especially people like Roderick Dustin, who takes them. Roderick Dustin plays a big part in this, and we can't wait to see how this pans out. We've already seen images of him. So Roderick Dustin is one person that we know is going to really tear this apart. Another person is Patton Longleaf. He will be the one that murders Jason Lannister on his way. And this is where we finally see the defeat of the Lannisters. You know, once you take the Lannisters out, who else is there really and truly? You know, who else is there to fight these people's battles? So this is going to be a very interesting battle. So we have the Lannisters that will be run out. They're going to be chased out. You know, so this will be a very interesting fact to say the least. So definitely we hope to give you more breakdowns on this as we get more of these episodes. The new episode is coming out soon, so we can't wait for that. Definitely make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, express your entity.